When we come back, we're going to talk about the 6A team that's undefeated other than Eden Prairie. My conversation with Maple Grove head football coach Matt Lombardi when we come back. Stay with us. The Class 6A section playoffs start on Friday night, so the big schools get a long break before they chase the Prep Bowl dream. For undefeated Maple Grove, this year feels different. Head coach Matt Lombardi is in year 3, and he's turned the program around. The former Wayzata defensive coordinator knows what it takes to win at this level, but getting the Crimson to believe has taken a lot of work, but it's starting to pay off. I talked with Matt about taking this undefeated season into the postseason. Last year, you turned things around to an 8-0 record. This year, the same thing in the regular season. You know, one loss and you're going to be eliminated. 8-1, most people say that's a great season, but I'm sure now, after doing this once already, that one loss, that's not going to settle well.
I agree, and I said another thing I was proud of is the last week we won the Northwest Suburban Conference. That was great for our kids, but last year it was like a major deal. Like the fans were charging the field in this, and this year it was pretty much, okay, let's move on. And so I think the preparation for this year, our kids had expectations that were much higher. So I think now their goals are leading into late November, and they're trying to get to the Dome, and they want to be a program that's considered in the echelon of the Eden Prairies and the Wayzatas and the Minnetonkas and those who have done it a long time. We know it takes a lot of work, but that's what our kids want to become.
So you're 8-0 this year in the regular season, and some would say, well, look at their schedule. You only played one team with a winning record, Blaine. What do you say to those folks?
They're right. I can't agree
does
anymore.
It take anything away
from it? It doesn't take. I mean, like I said, you got to play who's in front of you, but we want the competition just as much as anybody. And like I said, and you only get better when you play the great teams. And I think that's a big advantage that those Lake Conference schools has is week in, week out. Obviously, they're better, and good for them. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what they should be doing. And I think. And we want to get as much competition. That's why I think this playoff run's an exciting thing. Yep, we've had a great season. We've played teams that people expected us to beat, and some of them are a lot better than people realize, but I think now it allows our kids to focus and go after it.
What's the difference in your team this year heading into the postseason from last year?
I just think we're a much different identity. I think last year our team, we had Jake Winicky was a big receiver that had over 13, and we threw for like 2,300 yards last year. This year we're more of a hit you in the mouth, run the ball, got a couple good running backs, a good offensive line, and then our defense, it's getting back to that's still my love and pride and joy is the defensive side of the ball, and they're taking over a little bit and creating havoc, and I think we've had like 7 or 8 defensive touchdowns this year and and I still believe if you can control on that side of the football field, it allows you to be in every game, and so our defenses, they're the heart and soul of it.
Correct me if I'm wrong, you have not given up a point in the first quarter this year?
That's true, yeah, I think we've shut out the first quarter, and I didn't really realize that until someone said something to me, but that's a testament to the D kids, and like I said, and that's kind of the expectations we do have on that side of the ball. 2
teams in 6A undefeated, Maple Grove, Eden Prairie. Can anybody beat Eden Prairie?
I know from talking to people around him, Mike, and at Eden Prairie, that this is one of his better teams he's ever had, and good for them. Like I said, they're going out and they're waxing everybody right now, but you never know, and he knows this, I'm sure, as a coach, that any given day there's things going on, you can turn it over if the defense comes and stops you, and there's just momentum is a funny thing, and so obviously Eden Prairie's, they're the caliber, not just for this year, but I think they're the caliber that everybody seeks to become. I mean, they've done it year in and year out, and they've done it the right way, and they do it within their community, and Mike's done such a great job over there that obviously if we get to play them, that would be a wonderful experience for our kids, and we'd go as hard as we could. We'd go in there to win, but like I said, they're fun to get at, and to put us in the same calibers, and we don't belong there, but in time, hopefully we can get there.
What would it mean to your program to make the state tournament?
It would mean a lot to the program, and I think almost it would mean a lot to the school. I think Maple Grove is a school that's on the rise, and I think that you can just see kind of culturally it's still a pretty new school, and they're starting to believe in themselves, and they're kind of got a Crimson family thing going, and I think for our kids, they've worked their butts off, and I want them to receive the fruits of their labor. I think that's really, as a coach, you want to see that they, when they put their heart and soul, you want them to get those rewards. I want them to experience the Dome and get to TCF and those things and have the school come out there and come together and all wear the colors and go, because I think that only brings good atmosphere to your classrooms and all that stuff, and it would be an important thing for Maple Grove, I think.
Good luck.
Thank you. We're working on it.
Maple Grove opens the playoffs at home on Friday night against Anoka. If they win, they will host the winner of Edina Minnetonka on Friday, November 1st. Reminder, the 6A playoffs consist of the biggest 32 schools in Minnesota, or teams like Totino and Cretin who've opted up, with crossover games after Friday night. We'll be right back.